Yo, 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 another guitar lesson here. We're going to just continue down the road of blending caged, pentatonic, and triads. So, music is very comprehensive. And so when I teach my students, it's just really important to know that. So if you're working on something, take it to heart that you're going to use it down the road and you're going to just stack on top of the information. So if you're working on triads, if you know a little bit about your triads, if you know you're caged, if you know you're pentatonic, this is a great way to use that information and kind of glue it together. And this is what I mean by comprehensive. If you don't know that stuff, you got to go take a look at it. But a lot of you do, and a lot of you don't really know how to really see it as one and use it as one. So we're going to do that. Again, we did the C shape last lesson. We're going to do the A shape this lesson. So we've got this A shape here. We're just going to go right in the meat of the guitar. We're just going to go D major. So here's your A shape. Now we can always grab that top string if we want the 5 in the bass. Get that A in there. But typically, unless it's called for, we're just starting on the A string there. That's where the root is. Now, the triad, we're going to see the triad. We're just going to look at the notes in the triad. We got 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1, 5, and just end back on 1. And, practicing this stuff is important because, again, it's comprehensive. So even if you don't play like this, like you're not necessarily going to go to a jam and play this way, but this information here is telling you that these are the stable notes. These are the stable notes in D over a D major chord. It's where they're going to resolve. So practice. Just go up and down. Also, you start to find different ways to grab these notes. A lot of different techniques here. I'm not big on teaching technique. I mean, I can if I was working with you one-on-one and you had specific questions, but I don't really care too much how you play it unless it's just obviously hindering yourself from playing efficiently. So move along here. So we got our chord, A shape. We got our triad. These are the stable notes. Now what do? Just like we did in the last lesson, we're going to add the 2 and the 6, and that's going to give us our pentatonic shape. So if you start on a 5, that means our 6 is just always a whole step above the 5. Then we got our 1, and then our 2 is a whole step above the 1, right? Pretty simple stuff here. Then we got our 3, 5, another 6, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Voila. Now you've seen this shape before if you've practiced your pentatonics. It's the one right behind the first shape of our minor pentatonic scale. It's the one that sits back here. Again, comprehensive. If you have worked on your pentatonic shapes, this shape is going to be familiar. Now, it's really important that you continue to work with this stuff because I see these shapes completely different than I used to. I see them as shapes, but I see them more in terms of scale degrees and chords. I see that chord that lives in here. So if I want to say something, and on the 3 or the 5, Play that 2. And on the 1 there. So, you know, it's going to be a lot of slowing down, you know, learning this stuff. And just knowing, I think the biggest thing with learning anything is you want to know why you're learning it. So I hope I'm being clear that this is the stuff you want to know in order to fully express yourself musically. Okay? Because once you know this, like I said, it's comprehensive. It doesn't stop. So if you really get this pentatonic down, then eventually, guess what? You can add more notes to it, and you get the full major scale. Or maybe if you want to do a mixolydian, you can realize, okay, well, that's just get that flat 7 in there. And then maybe switch back to pentatonic. Then, so yeah, I mean, and there's all, like I said, it's just we're kind of just getting the foundation laid here. So, because it doesn't stop, the learning doesn't stop. As long as you're going in a certain order, you're not skipping around. If you're not trying to learn crazy jazz chords right off the bat and really advanced harmony, get the basic harmony figured out, and then start adding more depth to your playing. Over time, it'll just come to you. So anyway, I hope this helps. If you guys have questions, like usual, just drop a comment. Let me know. Or yeah, just let me know how things are going with your guitar journey in general. I always like hearing from you guys. Yeah. Peace.